Nestled on the confluence of the Eau Claire and Chippewa rivers, Eau Claire derives its name from the French translation for clear waters. This was an unsuspecting little lumber town until 1916, when city leaders gifted land to form what is now known as the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, making it a destination for higher education and carving out the landscape that Eau Claire is now known for today.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
The university not only brought in industry and economic growth, but also made Eau Claire an educational mecca of the Midwest. Through benevolence and a unique partnership with the university, Eau Claire has blossomed into a thriving center of culture, arts, and natural beauty. Just like the river runs through campus, bringing about a sense of vitality and change, it flows through the city, which is so intertwined with the university.
Eau Claire exists because of the Chippewa River. It's something that the city embraces, and it's something that the university has come to embrace too through various projects over the last decade.
My colleagues and I have been studying the river and the watershed since about 2000. The Chippewa River has been a working river since the last glacial ice left the watershed about 14,000 years ago.
From the beginning of this area, the rivers were critical because it provided the transportation mode for all of those trees that were cut up north and brought down here.
Rivers are of fundamental importance. Universities and other institutions are similar. They're constantly moving and changing.
As a community, we're the same thing. We're always changing. We're trying to get to that next level. We're trying to find what that next partnership is.
The town is divided up into little chunks between rivers and tributaries of the Chippewa River. And the people in the city and the students are connected by that recognition that they've got something special here.
Continuing this amazing bond that began more than 100 years ago, when city leaders donated a piece of land that has grown into Wisconsin's most beautiful campus. And now I'm going to meet up with someone who can really talk about how beautiful this campus is. James Schmidt, or Mr. Chancellor?
Please call me Jim.
Chancellor Jim, thank you so much for having me
Happy
here.
to be here.
I have to say, it is a really beautiful campus. Walking around, it's a treat.
It is Wisconsin's most beautiful campus and has been for more than 100 years, so we welcome you to campus.
How did you become chancellor of this fine university?
I heard about the opportunity at Eau Claire, and I'd always admired the institution. They'd done some amazing things. Met with some members of the business community to find out if this was a community that understood the power of partnerships and getting a sense of, what the values were and the culture of the university. So I decided to apply for the chancellorship.
Jim was sort of the spark plug. Jim doesn't take no for an answer. And Jim wanted to make sure he developed partnerships with the city, the Chamber of Commerce, the county, the region, the other universities. And that was that partnership building. And then, of course, they looked around on campuses. What do we need? What do we need? We need to build a new athletic center.
We have 25 intercollegiate sports with a lot of national championships there, and then we have great intramural offerings. But we haven't had the space to do it, and the Sonnentag facility is going to provide that opportunity.
Let's talk about the Sonnentag Center. Yep. This is such a big deal. What does this mean for the university and the community as a whole?
So the plans, Zorn Arena was originally built when we had 600 students, and today we're over 10,000. And it was identified about 15 years ago that we didn't have enough real estate by the campus really to build a replacement for Zorn Arena on the campus. Our foundation had talked to the Sonnentags about their property along the river.
The Sonnentags say, we got some money, let's help it out.
This is one of these ultimate gifts. Not many people are in a position to give $70 million gift.
You learn something from being a graduate from Eau Claire. You're a leader, you're compassionate, you're serious, you're friendly, and you want to give back. And going from the worst auditorium for sports to the best is what has happened at Eau Claire.
John Sonnentag.
Carolyn Sonnentag.
I was sitting in history class, and then Carolyn walked in, and she had her hair puffed up. And man, I couldn't take my eyes off, and I said, I may have to get to know her if she decides to come here. And that was the first time I'd seen her.
John used to give Carol a ride home for holidays. Eventually, they started dating, and they fell in love.
In 1945, my dad decided to go in the concrete block business. I worked in that block business when I was just a little boy.
Well, and I always feel a little bad for him because a lot of his friends were able to be a lot in the sports, and John always had to go out and help, so he never could be in a lot of the sports. He did it morning and night.
We have concrete plants in every city in the state of Wisconsin. Eau Claire was my alma mater. We've always been proud to be a blue gold, and I always have talked to the chancellors at the university about lack of name recognition for our university. If you look at Madison, they got the Badger, but blue gold really doesn't identify with anything. We should make it identify to something. And we had 21 acres right downtown Eau Claire on the Chippewa River. Beautiful, beautiful scenic site. We were going to build high-rise condominiums on it. I was over there one day, just myself, and I looked outside across the road. I saw the road at the Carson Park. Football, baseball, basketball, and I thought it would be a good way to have all of the sports facilities all in one little area.
The opportunities for recreation and sports within that is unbelievable. We've been told that our indoor turf field house is the 8th largest turf field house in the country, and then a 2-story beautiful fitness facility that overlooks the mighty Chippewa River. After seeing the building at near completion, I have to say it is so much better than I would have ever imagined. I think it says a lot about the Sonnentags because they said, you know what, Eau Claire was such an important part of our success, both educationally and then personally, that they decided they wanted to leave their legacy at UW-Eau Claire.
As we thought about Eau Claire throughout the years, that probably was the most important step in our lives. Everything that happened when we were dating, after, and then with his thoughts of envisioning what could be down there by the Chippewa River.
Heading to the Sonnentag Center, we meet Dr. Tim Nelson, Director of Research, who guides us through the Mayo Center, highlighting how this state-of-the-art facility and partnership is enhancing medical research and education.
I was a student here at UW-Eau Claire, planning to go on to medical school. I worked in the ER at Luther Hospital here, and it got infected in my blood of the power of research. And it was really that research experience as an undergrad that opened my eyes to something beyond just clinical practice. So one example of a research project that happened is in clinical care, we have interventional radiologists that do ablations to kill cancer in parts of the body. And we don't want to damage the tissue next to the cancer. So the idea was to have a foam that insulated the part you wanted to burn and the part you wanted to protect. And with Liz Glukowski, we developed a collaborative foam project that can be injected into the body, protect the body, and do the ablation.
So my students in the lab are making these foams, they're testing these foams. We're doing all the lab studies to make sure that the foams have the properties that we need.
We need to do more for our patients. We need to engage research, innovation, and places like Mayo and the university are critical to be able to inspire young people to be thinking about that potential.
Students are able to work with different technologies in ways that they haven't before, work with faculty and staff who are doing all of this research professionally, and also integrate that very well into the classroom environment.
So the partnership between Mayo and the university was really the brainchild of Chancellor Schmidt and our my boss, Rick Helmers.
And this partnership that we've had with Mayo Clinic has allowed us to do things like the Son and Tag facility, along with Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine being based right there.
And with that, we built a world's first program called the Biomedical Innovators Program. What we do with that program is we invite high school seniors to apply. When they get accepted into that first in the world program, they have a full scholarship and they get a research experience with faculty at the university and mentorship at Mayo Clinic.
We partner with a Mayo doctor and they give us an idea about what project they want to do, and then we work on bringing that idea to life. Whenever we finish part of our project, he gives us an idea for a next step that we can do to just build on it and keep improving what we're doing.
Students have the mindset of why not? Let's fix that. Let's do better. Why can't we use this mobile technology? Why can't we use this approach? And so we're empowering students to actually be the problem solvers.
That's really exciting to me and to the students. They get these wonderful opportunities. We use our curiosity about the world around us to solve real world problems.
But out of that whole thing, it starts with the Sonantes. It starts with the philanthropists. It starts with the people that are willing to invest in that new, bold vision.
Since the university has had the Sonantag Event Center and Sonantag Fieldhouse and the Mayo Clinic, Chancellor Jim Schmidt tells me everything that we're doing down there as a recruiting tool for the university.
It's been wonderful.
That has really turned his effort around.
But this wasn't about the building. This was about a vision for how you're going to use the building, use it to connect.
Their vision and their inspiration that is really a catalyst to not just this building, but to so many more projects that are going to come because of this ecosystem.
We've already seen Mayo step up, but it doesn't stop there. We're going to be breaking ground on a $340 million investment in this region. It's a brand new science health building. This is so much greater than a simple academic building. It's an opportunity for a community to, how do we become that innovation hub?
It's so important to have the Chamber of Commerce, the business leaders, and build what the community needs. That's the key. If we build what they need, then it becomes a synergistic activity.
And it's because all of us are committed to the undergraduate experience.
Today, Eau Claire buzzes with life and activity. The university has brought industry, economic growth, and a vibrant cultural scene. From music and arts to top-notch education, Eau Claire has become an educational mecca of the Midwest, blending the past with the present to create a dynamic future.
Right over to our right-hand side is the corporate headquarters for Royal Credit Union. They decided to build a building, invest in downtown, and stake their claim and their flag to say, we're going to be that linchpin that is going to redevelop downtown Eau Claire. And in 15, 20 years, we're going to look back and say, wow, look what we did.
And then there was a proposal to replace an old vaudeville theater downtown that the community used. So that's where the Pablo Art Center came from.
Next, we visit the Pablo Center at the Confluence with Executive Director Jason John Anderson, where we learn how the collaboration between Eau Claire and the UWEC Foundation has transformed the downtown area into a cultural destination. Jason, thank you so much for having me.
Andrea, you're so very welcome. Welcome to RCU Theater.
This place is beautiful. So what exactly is the RCU Theater?
Yeah, so RCU Theater, the largest of the two theaters, 1,204 capacity here in the room, and one of the 11 top rooms in the world for combined acoustics.
Whoa. As a theater guy, you must have been pretty excited to work in a theater like this.
Oh my goodness, to see a national touring musical act, Broadway theater gracing the stage 5 to 6 times a year, UW-Eau Claire being one of our key presenters here in the building. It's absolutely surreal that this is in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
This is such a great theater. I
Thank
love it.
you.
And there's the other theater as well.
Welcome to the Jamp Theater.
Yeah, I mean, this is perfect for Shakespeare.
Here, during the summertime, we serve as the host to the Wisconsin Shakespeare Festival.
Wait, that's major.
That's very incredible, and we love to represent Shakespeare here in the state of Wisconsin.
All right, get up and do a monologue. Jason John Anderson, we meet again.
Andrea, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
Revenge is mine! I'm headed next to meet Adam and Alicia Condit, owners of Blue Ox Running, as they share their multi-generational connection to the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire and the city's friendly business environment.
You're both alumni of UW-Eau Claire, so what's the story of how you two met?
We met each other coming in freshman year, kind of early to the cross-country season, but we dated all through college, and here we are 20 years later.
How do you think your experience at UW-Eau Claire prepared you for your professional lives?
We were super excited to come back to our college town. We saw a lot more investment in downtown. We saw the trail network starting to spread and kind of grow. The connection to the university is imperative because this is where it's kind of this fountain. Everyone's kind of coming through there. It's this conduit to where they're gonna go into their future jobs, their future cities, and you can really see like you have this precious little window to invest in students for them to push out for the rest of their life.
Amazing. Well, Adam and Alicia, thank you so much for telling me all about Blue Ox Running. Should we go for a run?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. I just got to the Volume 1 headquarters in downtown Eau Claire, and I'm meeting up with Nick Meyer, who's the founder, to learn all about the music and art scene here in Eau Claire. Then we're gonna check out some live music at Phoenix Park. Let's go.
Volume 1 is a lot of different things. It started as just a publication, arts and entertainment and culture publication for the community, but it's since grown into event production for the community, lots of free community events, music and art. We have a concert series that we do every Thursday night in the summer. We have a food truck Friday event that we do all summer long. We have a tour trolley that gives tours of the community. We do a lot of different stuff in this town.
So tell us about the Phoenix Park Music Series. I'm going tonight. What am I going to experience?
You'll see food trucks out there. You're going to see vendors. You're going to see nonprofits that are talking about what they do in the community. There's always 2 full acts that do about an hour set and an opening act. And of course, at the core of it all, 1,000, 2,000 people out there spread out having picnics, enjoying everything there is to enjoy in the park, Riverside, and downtown Eau Claire.
How do you collaborate with the university on projects?
I don't know a lot about how other universities interact with their community, but the University of Eau Claire here is an incredible partner on so many levels for this community, and I cannot fathom what it would be like here without it. Volume 1 wouldn't be possible really without the amount of student talent that we have been able to benefit from over the years. Through internships, through employees, we've hired so many writers and graphic designers and all kinds of different talents from our university here. So I think the biggest thing for the future of our community is to continue to figure out how to support the kinds of people who make these things. Make sure that musicians can keep making music, artists can keep making art, writers can keep writing, and financially support those things in more and different ways.
I get goosebumps when I think about the quality of the students at this institution is how prepare for the future.
It's really rewarding to see students come to campus and feel excited to be a Blue Gold.
The Blue Golds are everywhere, but they're proud. They're excited about coming back, and I'm humbled that they've been great enough to invest in the institution.
So if you haven't been to Eau Claire, if you haven't seen the university, you need to come and check it out for yourself. I'll guarantee you won't be disappointed.
As we close, we reflect on the words of Masaru Emoto, who believed in the transformative power of water. The rivers flowing through Eau Claire and the university remind us of the incredible impact they have on our community and our lives.